My name is Destiny, and in today's video, Spencer and I... Introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? My name is Spencer. I am Destiny's roommate slash boyfriend slash longtime booty call. I am here today to be helping her with one of her videos.
Yes. So this video is going to be more of like a get to know you kind of...
Shindig.
We have this journal that we have kept.
Yeah, show him.
He gave this journal to me and look at it. It's
chock full of memories and inside jokes, pictures, talismans.
He gave me this picture the day, it was what, for Christmas? Our first Christmas together.
Yeah.
And ever since then, we've just kind of been putting souvenirs of our relationship and all of our adventures together. And we have not touched this. We did a little bit of...
Yeah, what's the last thing we did in there?
The last thing we did were our movie lists for the pandemic. But like our last time of journaling was recapping fall of 2019.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's been a long time.
So it was like the beginning of...
The beginning of the year, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
before
July.
Everything went to hell.
Yeah.
But yeah, we haven't had much time. Me and her have been working more. Obviously, stuff with the pandemic has gotten in the way.
We've gotten an apartment.
Yeah, we got an apartment, which was the biggest deal.
Yeah.
And so we've had to like work to pay bills and whatnot.
Yeah, this has kind of not been the biggest priority, but we've been collecting a whole bunch of stuff. And tonight we are going to finally have a session with our journal.
Yep.
And hopefully you get to know us a little more. We've got a whole setup going on here. We've got a lot of craft supplies. Spencer's getting his. I'll give you a tour of mine. Tombow dual brush pens. I got these back when I was like super into bullet journaling. I only ever got one set because they're super expensive. In here I have highlighters and some metallic pens. And then also the Papermate felt tip. You know what I'm talking about. It feels like everyone's got them nowadays. And then I also have all of my gel pens in here. I have all of my Crayola felt tip markers in here.
Here, I'm gonna put the tape, because I feel like we're gonna be using a lot of tape.
The tape is there.
We got all kinds of stuff in here. Dude, look at this mask.
That was when you had the flu.
Oh, so this was before the pandemic.
They had us wearing masks in...
This...
Okay, here's a story. Spencer's never had the flu before, okay? And
Facts.
February of this year, before the coronavirus, before all that came around to America, it was such a horrible week.
Yeah.
It started off really great because Taylor Swift's documentary came out and I bought us tickets to go up to Raleigh to see it in the theaters.
Wait, that was the same week?
Yeah. So we went there. I had a basketball game I had to play at, and so we play my instrument. I'm a band kid.
She plays a trumpet.
We left the basketball game, drove up to Raleigh, made it to the theater within minutes of it starting. The theater was insane.
It's this really cool place. You literally walk in and it's like... It doesn't look like a movie theater because there's like a bunch of merch and stuff. There's like cool t-shirts.
It's like a bar.
There's like a bar.
The Alamo Draft House Cinema is what it's called.
Yeah, there's like these seats that you sit on, and it's like this huge blob of like a seat.
And then there's this table that you can scoot in front of you. I don't know, it had these instructions and we were supposed to we had these little cards we had to put up if we needed help from our waiter. And our waiter came around and brought us dinner.
Oh, yeah.
While we were watching the movie. I got pizza, you got a burger.
Oh my gosh, and it was so good, dude.
It was amazing.
Once you get to the back and you actually go into the actual theater part where you watch the movie, or in this case, the documentary, they tell you where to sit. They give you a menu.
Yeah.
Like you're at a restaurant. And so we look at it and we're like, oh, man, you want to get something? No, because we've never been to a theater like that before.
No,
we're used to like.
We were also so hungry.
Yeah, we were starving because
we drove from the game directly to, and there was no time to stop for food.
We were like, let's get some food, and what did you like? Put the thing up?
Yeah, there was a piece of paper that you put up if you needed like help or assistance or wanted to order something more after the film had started.
Yeah.
But anyway, we watched the film. It was great. I think it was like 10 o'clock when we were done. One of my mom's college roommates was letting us stay at her house for the night, so we slept there.
We never even saw the owner of the house. There was a dog sitter there and the dog, and they were like, oh, you must be Destiny and Spencer.
Yep.
And we were like, that's us.
And so we went up to the room. We didn't see them again. In the morning time, she was in the bath or the shower or something. We couldn't find her, but we left.
Yeah, we were like...
without even saying goodbye to her.
Well, because, yeah, I think she was in the shower or something.
Yeah.
We didn't want to be like,
We
hey,
also
we're
needed to go.
leaving.
Yeah, so then we drive back to Winthrop, and I think you had to do something. I think you were out with film. You went to go with your film crew.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fine. I'm going to stay here, chill, get some homework done, get things cleaned around the room. And I don't know, I was like putting, I don't know, some bag up in the like the high closet in the dorm room. And I just felt so like, my stomach wasn't upset, but my head was like lightheaded. And I was like jumping back and forth between cold and hot. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just lay down. I just kept getting colder and colder, and I was like, how about I go eat some ice cream? So I went downstairs to the cafeteria, got some ice cream, and I felt a lot better after that, but then it came back, and I just didn't feel very well. And then I woke up, still not feeling very well, and the next Monday, went to classes and was just miserable. Mm-hmm. Mondays were the worst because I had classes for 12 hours straight, basically. I had class, and then I think I would have like an hour break. I needed to go work the front desk because I was an RA. And then I had to go back to class, sit there for 3 hours, and then I had to go straight to another class that was 3 hours long. Got out at 9 p.m., went to my staff meeting that lasted an hour, and then I was like, you know what, Spencer, I kind of want to check my temperature. Mm-hmm. And of course, the thermometer at the front desk was not working.
There's like a shared thermometer for the entire building.
Yeah. You could go down, it'd be in the first aid kit, and they'd have this like little plastic thing that you could slip over the thing that goes in your mouth.
Yeah, to make sure you're not getting other people's germs in it and whatnot. And the thing didn't even work. That's just like one of those college things that you're like, what? You have a shared thermometer for over 100 people?
And it sounds even weirder now that we're in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah, now that's probably what caused the coronavirus right there.
Yeah.
Because like nowadays they'd be like, you use the same thermometer.
I know,
like nowadays,
people are like, you can't even use the same stylus on the little check pad thing when you're at the store checking out.
Yeah, tell him that story when we went to Walgreens.
Oh my gosh, okay. Alright, so we were at Walgreens like the other day, okay? We were checking out, and I'm like noticing there's all these cotton swabs everywhere, like at the checkout register. And I'm like, and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So I think it's if you use a credit card, that's when you have to sign and like use the little pencil. But when I use my debit card, I don't have to sign anything. I just punch in my PIN number. And so I was using my debit card to pay, and I was putting the pieces together. I was like, oh my goodness, there are these cotton swabs here, so you don't have to use the pen. How brilliant! And there was like a pile for your used cotton swabs and a pile that was like the kind you could take out and grab.
Yeah.
And here I go, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you can use the cotton swabs using my finger to press the numbers.
Right, because she thought that the cotton swabs were just for the screen. Not for the
And I'm just blabbing
keypad.
away, and the guy behind the register does not say anything. And then it was like 4 hours later. We were laying on the couch, and I was like, Spencer, what if I was supposed to use the cotton swabs to punch in my number?
I mean, luckily we haven't been sick though.
No.
So, but anyways, back to this story.
Back
to the story of this mask.
Go to Walgreens. We get the same Walgreens that we were just referencing.
Yeah.
We get the thermometer, we take it, and I've got it's like 99 degrees. So, I'm like, oh, dang it, but I still need to go to class tomorrow, so I'm just gonna eat some ice cream and call it a night. And so then Tuesday comes around, and you don't feel very good.
I don't get sick like that.
No.
Really. I get more physical injuries than I do actually getting sick.
Yeah. And so then we took his temperature, and he was like 101.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, I had a fever of like 102. The first time I had not gone to class since like middle school for being sick. I felt really bad, and I was like gonna go, but then I wasn't gonna go because Spencer wasn't going, and so then it was like by Wednesday night, his fever, he was at 104. I was like putting the washcloth on his face and all that.
I did not feel. I was like, this is it.
He was throwing up too.
I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
Cause I'd never gotten the flu before, you know, and it's like, it's true what they say when they say it's like you got hit by a truck. Like I felt like I had been jumped and like beaten on.
Yeah.
I wasn't hungry, but I knew I hadn't eaten. Like I didn't eat for like 2 days.
Yeah.
I hate when that happens because I'm so prone to losing weight, and it's like hard for me to gain it back. I could go like a whole year of like eating, working out, and maybe gain like 15 pounds after all that work, and then I get sick and it's like I'm 20 pounds lighter.
Yeah. Doctor's care, we're sitting in the waiting room. They say if you have a cough, then you need to wear the mask.
Right.
But while we were in the waiting room, Spencer was on his phone looking up symptoms of the coronavirus. And I was like looking over at him.
Yeah, cause at this point it was still
just in China.
Everybody was scared that it was going to come to America. At that point, it was just something to be scared of, like a worst case scenario, like, oh man, what if COVID comes to the United States? Or what if COVID leaves China or something? Yeah. You know, because the news about it was all in China and how bad it was, and everybody was like, okay, don't bring it over here.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, oh man, what if I got it somehow?
And then he got tested for the flu. He tested positive. I don't think if he had COVID, I don't think he would have tested positive for the flu. Like if you had it at that time.
Yeah.
Anyway, for some reason they wouldn't take Spencer's debit card.
So I went up to the front desk, whatever, and the copay I had to pay, because this was at the beginning of the year, and the way the insurance works is you have to pay a certain amount of money before insurance pays for all of it, basically, kind of. And so since the year just started and none of my family had gone to the hospital or used our insurance, I was gonna have to pay a hefty copay in order to get treated. And so they charged me $90, and I was like, oh my god, okay, $90, whatever. And so I give her my debit card, and she's like swiping it, doesn't work. Swiping it doesn't work. And so at this point I was pissed, and there was like a Publix literally right across the street. I storm out of there. And I don't usually act like that, but I was like sick and like in need of medicine. And so I walk out of there and I go to the ATM, and it's like suddenly my card works at the ATM. She wouldn't take anything but exact change.
Yeah. And
so I had to go into Publix, and I bought something.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
I think I bought a pack of gum.
You bought Reese's.
I bought Reese's. I bought Reese's, and I finally got back to her. And you know, I'm not the kind of guy to like heckle people just doing their job, you know. So I was like, I guess kind of gruffly, I was like, you might want to get your card reader checked because it worked at Publix at the Publix ATM.
And that was Wednesday night, okay. And then we wake up Thursday morning. We're still, you know, recovering, and it was like 10:30 a.m. I go to check my phone. I have like 10 missed calls from my dad, and he sends me this text that's like in all caps, call me now, call me ASAP. And my mom's trying to call me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And you know, I'm like half asleep, like, and I call my dad back, and he's like yelling, he's like, the house is gone, tornado. And it like literally sounds like there's a tornado like on the line. It's just so hard to understand him. And I'm like slowly getting back into consciousness, and come to find out our house is gone from a tornado. And meanwhile, where we are, it's flooding. So even if we wanted to go to where my family is, it would be.
And we're sick.
We're sick.
We're sick and like literally bedridden.
That was a wild week.
At college.
Yeah.
So it was like we were missing class. We were sick. Her family's house was blown over. Yeah, that was a crazy week.
That was an insane week. And you know what? We missed like that whole week of classes, and then it was like it took us, both of us, like our motivation was just gone. And it was like all of the work that we needed to catch up on and then also do on time was just so much. And then it was like once we finally kind of got back on track, we made him a planner. Then the coronavirus happened and we went online.
Yeah. And we actually went to your parents to visit.
Yeah, it was.
And I was still sick.
Yeah, and my dad swore you got pneumonia that time when you. Cause okay, it was February. It was like the first or second week in February, and so Thursday is the day that the tornado happened. We couldn't leave that day. Friday, we didn't leave that day either because we both weren't feeling very good, and so we drove to the neighborhood on Saturday, and it started snowing.
Yeah.
While we were driving.
Just bizarre.
To my family, and then we get there. I can't, cause I mean, my house wasn't the only one affected, right? It went through the neighborhood, and so we get there, and I can't even drive on half the roads. So we have to park, like, I don't know. It was like 2 streets down, and then walk, because all of the power lines and the trees, you just couldn't drive.
Ugh.
And so we're walking, and it's just like it's still snowing, and we get in there, and like there's all these people rummaging through our stuff, and like you can't walk in certain places because it's just not safe. The garage was threatening to fall, so we had to get like this log.
Yeah. But there was like a crack in the ceiling of her garage, and like her dad and like 2 guys that worked with her dad were like
at a car mechanic place.
We're like, I think your garage is gonna collapse, and this is where we're all standing. By the way, we're all inside the garage because there's a heater in here.
There was a heater there,
it's freezing.
and that's where we were putting all the stuff.
It's freezing throughout the house because
there's no air, there's no power.
Yeah, and there's like openings.
Yeah.
To the outside, and so we go out of the garage and we turn back and we look at it, and like the trim on the side of the house is also like crooked, like slowly falling down.
Yeah.
So their idea is to take a piece of a tree, basically a huge log, and cut it to size, and then we stick it under the garage to hold it up. And that was that.
It was pretty.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was there for you and your family the whole time, and I was just in like absolute agony, like the whole time.
I'm sorry.
And then eventually like. You guys were in like that temporary.
The same. So when my mom's college roommate's house, we spent the night. That same woman.
Who's also her friend.
Yes, Sister Susie.
Yeah.
She also, that same person paid for what's it called, like we'll do stay at a hotel.
Airbnb. An Airbnb.
That's what I was thinking, bed and breakfast. Airbnb.
Wait, is that what the B&B stands for?
Yeah, B&B's bed and breakfast.
Where's the air come from?
I don't know.
But yeah, anyways, they had one of those, and I was just like so sick that one of the days while we were there,
it was the Sunday.
I just stayed in bed all day. I think the cold and the snow like really didn't help, and that's why the cough got so bad.
Yeah.
So that's the story behind this
bird
mask.
died.
Oh my god, Hurricane. We miss you, Hurricane.
I'll put in a little tribute.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, that was my USAA adjuster, so he was asking me questions that I probably need to ask you.
Me? She's on. Yeah.
My personal residence.
Okay, you want to say hi to your friend? Say hi.
Yeah. 106. Brian, B-R-I-A-N.
Hello. You okay? Yeah. Somebody happy? You guys are okay. Oh, let me kiss him. My hand's getting tired. Trust me, mine is too.
Right, I've been in touch with
Anything
my
for a bird. I know.
USAA.
But yeah,
That's the story behind this mask.
Where's the air come from?